the extend curve command is, as the name suggests, a way for you to take a curve and make it longer. Gives you an extension to it. Now, it's going to allow you to extend with a few extra, not quite frivolous sometimes, but some pretty cool options that we can use. So let's start off by creating a curve, and I'll just grab my CV curve tool, make a curve like so, and we can find this action under Edit Curves, Extend, and here's Extend Curve like so. Let's fire up its options, and I'll start off by resetting everything just to be sure. Now we have two different extend methods, distance and point. Distance is going to allow us to extend our curve a given amount, like a given distance, like I would like to extend it by X number of units. Point will allow us to extend the curve to a particular point in space. Let me start off by just showing you point. Notice that right now my point to extend to is set to 0, 0, 0. So if I go ahead and click Apply, the end of our curve is extended here to the origin, 0, 0, 0. Now, it was the extend curve at parameter here that allows us to choose which end of the curve is going to be extended. We can choose the start, and it'll extend the start of the curve. We can choose the end, and it'll get the end of the curve. Just thought I'd go ahead and bring that up. Now, we can control this point and put it anywhere we want. We can punch in a number, like we can say 1, and then -10, and, I don't know, 7, and apply, and we will go right to that point. Also, one of the things I like to do is create a locator. And you can move this locator, of course, anywhere in your scene, or you could snap it to a given object. And then just come over to your channel box, and you have the XYZ translate values for this locator. Sorry, a little bit tongue-tied. And we can grab these and copy and paste them right into the point to extend to. Control-C, and Control-V, Control-C, and Control-V. Grab your curve, click Apply, and you can extend right to that given point. Very, very handy. Let's go ahead and undo that. I'll kill off my locator. Our other extend method, of course, is distance, which allows us to extend by the distance specified in the distance attribute, in this case 1 unit. Let me set this to something a little bit higher, say like 5 units. Now down from here we have an extension type which suddenly becomes available. We can choose to extend in a linear fashion, meaning we're extending in a straight line. We can choose to extend in a circular fashion, which will extend in a circular arch. And we can extend in the extrapolate method, which in Maya will basically take this, it'll figure out what the tangency of our curve is, and it will extend in a manner that follows the existing tangency. Let me demonstrate each of these for you. We're going to leave extend curve at end, so we're only extending the end of the curve. And if I click linear and apply, and actually if I keep applying, you'll see that I'm just adding a straight line to the end of my curve. Each time I hit apply, I'm tacking on a new extension. Circular is going to be a little bit tricky to see unless you've already got a little bit of circular curvature in your curve to begin with. But you can see in this case I am moving around in a very wide circle. If you really want to see this look nice, one of the things you can do is take your CVs and put just a little bit of a tight curve kind of at the end of your curve like so. And then when you extend with circular, you'll be able to see that a little more dramatically. So it makes a nice little ellipse in that case. So let's go ahead and undo that back a little bit. Now, we can also extrapolate the given tangency of the curve, and you'll notice that Maya just kind of follows that tangency. So we get a nice flowing extension. Looks very nice coming off the curve. So those are our extension types. Down from here, we can choose to join to original. Now, this is interesting. Basically, the extension you're creating starts off as a separate curve. After the fact, it is attached back to your original curve as long as this is checked. So if I switch this off and click Apply, I get a new extension that's a little straight line, and I can keep extending, and basically what I'm creating is all of these little tiny extensions like so. So if you click Join, you can choose to attach these together after the extension is made. You can also choose to remove any multiple knots, meaning any knots that are stacked on top of each other inside the curve after the attach takes place. And finally, of course, you can keep the original curves in case you need to make any historical changes to the original after you make the extension. That's about it. That's really all there is to it. It's a great little tool to have on hand if you've been creating surfaces. So, like, just as a quick example, let me go under maybe these surfaces. Let's do an extrude, and let's specify y-axis, distance, let's say 10, like so. And so we made a little surface here, and that's all well and good. And now, of course, I can come in here and I can extend my curve, like so. So if I set this to, like, maybe circular, and let's just go by 2 units and apply, Now notice right now, because I'm not joining to the original, that the original surface isn't, the surface that I created with this curve isn't doing anything. As soon as I start joining, the curve is going to start following along. So it's kind of a way that you can manipulate a curve and thereby manipulate a surface, which is one of the whole main ideas behind NURBS modeling with curves. So very cool, and I think that's going to wrap things up for this video. Thanks a lot.